Alright, so we'll get things rolling here. So we have Gyro. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. I apologize if I'm not. But 3.2 KSR. I believe this is PC as well, and this is going to be the Diamond DPS game. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get things rolling here. Let's see what we got. So we got some Doomfist. Doomfist, unfortunately, not being super strong right now. Actually, is this console? I could be wrong. I think this might be console. Nice little pick off on the soldier. It's console. Okay, so I'll switch that actually. Yeah, I was gonna say it looked a little off with like the way you're moving around. So okay, console. Okay, so nice little flank to start off. Nice picks right off the bat. Doom is a very excellent character for punishing people for overextending. But you know, obviously he's a very high risk, high reward character. So it looks like you understand, you understand the mechanics, how the character works, right off the bat. So yeah, nice little flank. You could have gotten punished there for overextending a little bit, but you know, you did get 3 picks right before that. Hey, you're Cosmic. Hey, Cosmic. We'll get to you right after we finish with Gyro. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, but we'll be getting to your Valkyrie right after this. So yeah, Doom, like I said, excellent at punishing people, and it looks like you know the mechanics as well. I usually don't recommend people playing Doomfist unless you know they have the mechanics down. You know how to get the extended rocket punch, how to do different different rollouts and such. But it looks like you have it down. So we're looking to flank here. Fortunately, Doomfist, he's like I said, he's not very strong right now, so just looking to flank and get these free picks off. Okay, fortunately, we do miss our abilities there, but we still kill the Ana. So okay. So one thing I'm seeing, and it's already an issue here, is we're moving around a lot without our abilities up, right? Generally, it's safest to if you're gonna go in, to go when you have all 3 abilities, right? Oh my god. When you have all 3 abilities, right? It's like we're charging punch right here, and we have no abilities, right? So like we're trying to go in when we don't have our abilities up, and then we go in with Arc Slam with no way to get out, right? 3.2K console is different than 3.2 PC, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's it's still diamond level, so people are still decent. Okay, so nice kill into the Kree. Yeah, fortunately the hog hooks you when you're half HP, but you did kill the Kree with it, so. But yeah, right there where you got punished from your ult, which it is what it is, but you could have gotten punished a lot more easily. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm coughing so much. Just because of we're wasting abilities and not waiting till we have our abilities up, right? Like going in like this when you don't have punch active or up isn't gonna be a good time, right? Because obviously you have ults, so you're lucky to get out, but it's happened already a couple times. The biggest thing with Doom is just making sure that we wait and we're patient, so you don't just kind of go in on cooldown. You want to make sure you have those abilities, so that way you're able to do the full effect of what you want to do. Okay, so we're just trying to fight the Genji right now. But yeah, you're playing a very brawl style of Doomfist, and when there's stuff like high ground, when there's people all over the place, you don't really want to be playing this style, right? If it was on control, maybe I would make a pass for it, right? If you were on something like Nepal or Busan or something like that, maybe I would make a pass for the way you're playing right now. But since it's an attack versus defense scenario, you need to be able to have your abilities to get out, right? Because even if you kill 1 or 2 people here, you still have to keep pushing the cart. So if you go in too deep, have no abilities left, you can get killed, they respawn, come back, and then they're able to hold, and because you're down and have to walk further, then it becomes a winnable fight for them, right? So just be a little bit more patient. I know on Doom you kind of want to be in the action all the time, but don't be afraid to be patient. Okay, so here we have our punch ups, and now it's fine to go in. So we kill the Dim. Or the McCree. Yeah, we're literally just using abilities on cooldown. And luckily they don't focus you here. And, you know, I always mention this, but it's, you know, it's kind of a product of lower SR. Especially in console, is people don't have as high awareness. Like, you're standing in their backline, right? You're right next to the Hog, the Ana, the Mercy, and the Genji, right? This Hog should hook you, this Ana should sleep you every single time, because you used all your abilities trying to fight people, right? Sigma should rock you right here. Hog should hook you, right? And you don't have abilities to get away from it. But we're very lucky and we don't get punished for it. Yeah. So yeah, that was a good engagement, right? You know, punch in, uppercut, and then slam to get out. Okay. Alright, we kill the Genji, so that's fine. Yeah, but like right here, you're walking out in front of your entire team with no abilities. Now, obviously they kill the Ana, you know, so it doesn't really you don't really recognize that it's a mistake. But generally you want to be engaging and escaping with abilities at all times, right? Because Doom is so incredibly punishable right now, which is why he's so bad, especially at higher heroes, right? Because, you know, players are better, so of course they're going to be able to punch him like that, right? You tried to use all 3 abilities on a Hog to kill him when you're in their spawn, right? Now, if you slam uppercut him and he doesn't die, just punch away, right? You can just punch over this wall, and then Mercy doesn't have to waste res on you. But, you know, because we tried to... Here, we'll go back again. Kind of show it off. But because you try to go for the kill using all 3 abilities, you're just killed. Now, even if you didn't get hooked here, right, it still wouldn't have been good. I think you did try to punch away, but, you know, the punch is still aimed at the Hog. BRB? Alright. Take your time, peep. So yeah, that's going to be the kind of big thing that we're going to see throughout this replay. So yeah, we go in the flank here, and yeah, just wait for that uppercut to come back. No need to go in yet. Alright, but now start to walk. Go for the Ana. Yeah, okay, we have ult though. Yeah, and then with ult, make sure we try to wait till we have our abilities back. Not bad. See, in that case, you know, where you're able to escape with ultimate, then you know, you can maybe look to go all in. Okay, nice punch into the Sig. Looks like you're gonna get hooked here though. Okay, he doesn't kill you, luckily. Yeah, generally what I recommend is spamming uppercut when you get hooked. So when you get hooked like that, we'll go back a little again. You should, like right now, you know you're about to get hooked, be spamming uppercut right now, right? Because it looks like we're a little bit too late to respond. So if you look right at this frame, right, we have uppercut available and you're not using it. You shoot 3 shots actually, and punch away. Right? If that, you know, if that Hog is better, he kills you every time. But if you're able to uppercut, it displaces the Hog, so you know he may not be able to hit a shot as easily, and it displaces yourself. And then guess what? You're able to turn around and slam away or punch away with a lot less danger than you were in before. Yeah, once again, using these abilities super aggressively. So, can you buffer inputs in Overwatch? Yes, you can. You can, like if you're CC'd, you can hold down, you know, whatever button you want to use, and it buffers the input. So like if you're getting hooked, if you're asleep, you can hold down the button, and then the split second you are available to use that ability, it uses it for you. So yeah, that's something especially on Doom you want to get used to, is buffering inputs where you, you know, before you're even available to. So we're just trying to get back right now. So your team's down right now, so there's no reason to go in. Actually, we're ulting. Oh no, they are. Okay. Those are Sigma for a second, but he is dead. Yeah, the fight was already lost. You lost 2 people early there. So there's no real reason to try and, you know, go in there to make a hero play. You ended up just dying for it. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, Doomfist, a lot of it's going to be on abilities, and then once you get the ability usage down, it's more going to be, you know, knowing timings and stuff like that, on, like when to go in, who to engage on, that kind of stuff. So we're just waiting right now, waiting for our team. They're already here, so you know, it is what it is. Careful about stepping in front of your tanks like that. You know, they do have a Kree and a Hanzo who can kill you. So May dies. So we have ult, so now we want to go in aggressively. Yep. We ult the Ana, get her low. She sleeps you, unfortunately. Yeah, right there. That was a little bit better. Still a little bit slow on getting that uppercut out. Nice punch. Luckily, the hog hooks. Yeah, once again, we're just kind of consistently finding ourselves without abilities, and you know, especially as an ability-based character, it's very hard. Okay, so we go for the punch on the Hanzo and missed, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. Another thing. This was a combo a while ago, but Sig ult Doomfist ult is actually a super potent combo. This was like, I think like 6, 7, 8 months back even. I think it was like in December of like last year. It was a big combo when it was like Doom May meta with double shield. Basically, Sigma would ult, and Doomfist's ultimate is literally the exact same size as Sig's ult. So if you ult, and then right as they drop down, you ult, you can finish off a ton of people and do a ton of extra damage. Right? So this, if you ult here, and you know, time it with your Sigma, this Sigma dies, and now this hog gets dangerously low. Right? So ult and then just ult in the center of the thing. Obviously that takes some time to get used to, so I'm not expecting that to be, and you know, you don't always have a Sig with a Doomfist, so you know, I'm not expecting you to get that down, but that's just something to think about. Okay, we're just kind of in our overtime fight here, just trying to get the last couple inches, meters. So you know, now it's okay to be using all your abilities on cooldown because they are kind of coming in and out. Fortunately, we go up to the high ground. Okay, kill the Doom. There we get the Tracer as well. Like, we're getting a lot of kills, right? But it's only in these fights like this, right? A lot of people struggle, you know, especially as Doom, to know how to play like in attack versus defense scenarios. What's up, Red? Okay, so punch the Sig. So yeah, playing, you know, the way you've been playing in this scenario is fine. But the rest of the times, you know, when it's attack versus defense, you may not want to go for that. Alright. It's like the second or third Doomfist ult you've had in this one fight. Make sure in these scenarios where you have OT spawns and everyone's just kind of coming back, make sure you focused on those healers first. Their Mercy kind of got away with murder. She was just kind of flying around doing whatever, and we didn't focus her down. You know, especially as Doomfist, where you have that one-shot ability, you know, just kind of track her as she flies around, and then, you know, go for the punch on her, go for the slam on her. So, oops, it's paused. So yeah, we're seeing some Genji here as well, actually. So yeah, that's kind of it for Doom. You know, especially in like these pushes or attack versus defense scenarios. You know, wait to make sure we're using our abilities to get out as well as get in. Usually it's either a split of 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, where basically you use slam uppercut to get in and then punch to get out, or the opposite, where you use punch to get in and then uppercut slam to get out. So that's kind of the basics to remember for Doom. Obviously in Control or like an OT it'd be a little bit different, you know, but in attack versus defense, make sure that we're, you know, balancing that. Okay, so we're playing the Genji here. We do not have an Ana, so it's going to be on our Mercy to damage boost us. Okay. So you have a couple options as Genji here. You can, yeah, you have a couple options here. You can either look to farm Blade, but you know, keep in mind they have a Lucio, so it's not going to be a super strong option when you don't have Nano Blade. or B, you can look to get a kill into the backline, right? And they have Ana Hanzo. Those two characters are going to be prime dive targets for you, right? You see them get low, just dash onto them, and then kill them, get a dash reset, and then dash out. But if you're going to play back like this, you should just be looking to spam their tanks, because you're going to be hitting a lot more shots. Okay, spam the right clicks. And that's not bad so far. You can take this duel against Sigma. He doesn't have any kill pressure against you really, especially with the Mercy around. Yeah, we're just kind of backing out. Our team died. Okay, dashing away. And they kind of got first point because the rest of our team kind of fell apart. I remember Doomfist jail. Yes, I remember Doomfist jail. That was like a 2 or 3 month period where you could only play Doomfist. So yeah. So I want to kind of get... It's a little aggressive, by the way. We're standing in front of our entire team, spamming people. That kind of goes with along with the respecting people angle, where basically you need to respect the enemy team, right? They have one shots, they have sleeps, they have Zaryas who can melt you, they have a rock that can stun you. Like they have a ton of CC that hard counters Genji, and if you're playing up like this, you're just gonna get destroyed. So if you're looking to farm Blade, you need to do it safely, either on a far away off angle or with your team, right? Because you can spam the Sig shield and make sure he doesn't have a shield, and then you can kind of get your ult off of that. But playing up like that is very dangerous. Even with deflect, right? They have a Zarya, she can kill you. And if their Ana's good enough, she can time the sleep. Okay. So yeah, we know that they're gonna have beats for our Blade. Yeah, dash away. So with this style of play where we're just kind of farming Blade, unfortunately it's hard, especially with a Zarya, it's just very hard to farm that Blade very easily. And they have a Lucio, so you generally have to be playing for assassinations, right? Because spamming like this, where you're just kind of spamming at shields, just kind of tossing right and left clicks here and there, you may as well be playing Soldier, or you may as well be playing Ashe, right? Just one of those other characters, right? Genji has that high mobility, high mobility where he's able to get in and out very easily, very quickly. So playing for those flanks, playing for these assassinations onto this Ana is going to get you a ton more value than just kind of spamming, waiting to get ult up, right? Because look at this ult, right? They have Lucio beat, you do not have Nano. You only have a Mercy pocket, which isn't guaranteed, right? So you're not going to be able to kill anyone through Blade. If you are, it's going to be one person, and it's going to be either Ana or Lucio. But if there's Zarya bubble, there's too many different things that go on, that can mess up your Blade. So in order to change your effectiveness as Genji, you need to be getting value in the mid fight, right? There's different sections of a fight, right? There's there's the poke phase, there's mid fight, and then there's kind of like cleanup, right? So mid fight is where we're in this scenario, right, where no one's, like, only 1 or 2 people have died, and teams are kind of going at each other trying to find a pick. But instead of going for picks, you're just sitting back farming Blade, right? Where in this mid fight, if you're harassing this Ana, making it so she can't heal, your team can find is able to find a pick based off of that, right? Genji was, for that, remember that 3-week period where Genji was really busted, when they buffed his damage? That was because he suddenly became really, really good during mid fight, right? Which is, the scenario that we're in right now. He became so good that people were complaining because he was so busted. He was getting Blade faster. He was able to assassinate people more easily. Obviously it's harder now because his damage was reduced, but especially as Genji, you need to be able to find damage during these phases like this, right? Or be able to find value, right? Because their Ana is free. She's just able to keep her tanks up, so your damage is never going to matter, right? Unless you literally hit headshot after headshot on this Sigma or this Zarya, Ana will heal it up every single time, right? So in order to change that, you need to be looking for a flank, you know, like up here, harassing the Ana. You don't even have to kill the Ana, you just need to make it so she can't heal, and then guess what? Your Pharah and your Monkey, and then potentially your Sigma, I don't know where he's at. He's respawning. But then they're able to find picks based off of that, you know, harassment that you're doing in the back line. But instead, because you're just farming Blade, your team's missing a ton of damage. That's just getting healed up, and guess what? You're giving their Ana more ult charge. And then, you know, leading up to an ult that can just get immediately shut down by Lucio. And this is a long rant, but this is kind of just... Yeah. So they nanoblade, actually. Yeah, it was a bit of a long rant, but yeah, generally we need to make sure that we're finding a lot of mid-fight value. Because right now we farmed ult for 2 points. They use their ults, you know, because they also have ults, and now they're just gonna walk through, right? So we need to find a massive value on our Blade here in order to make this worthwhile. But once again, because you don't have that nano, you don't have, you know, you won't have a consistent pocket. It's going to be very hard for you to do. So yeah, we're just kind of spamming right now. And like, I'm not even talking about the missing shots here, but it's like, it's so incredibly hard to consistently hit Genji shurikens. You know, even like GM plus players struggle to hit consistent long range shurikens, right? So we need to be looking for Blade here. Really waiting a little too long. So yeah, their Lucio's literally just waiting for you. Okay. Okay, so we actually do manage to get Blade off. But this is already a fight that was won. Right. Right, like we'll kind of look at this situation. So kind of break this down a little bit actually. So this is right around where we Blade, I think. Yeah, so this is right here where we Blade. Right. So where are they down? So they're down Ana and they're down Zarya, right? They don't have Grav anymore. They don't have any heals anymore, right? All they have is Lucio, and their Sigma's half HP, right? So we'll kind of look at this, right? This fight is already lost for them. You have spawn advantage. You have your main healer. You have both healers, you know, and you have a tank up, right? So actually, they do Blade as well. But this is kind of what we call a Winmore Blade. I know Jane talked about that a while ago. But a Winmore Blade is like, you know, when you kill like 1 or 2 or 3 people and then you Blade afterwards for the highlight or something like that, or like for the 6K, right? Like the fight was already won, but you know, you still bladed to, and you know, you killed 3 people with Blade, you know, which may on the outside seem like, oh, that's really good. I killed 3 people with Blade, but at the same time, like, you know, did you really need it? They call you the cleanup, yeah. Yeah, so, you know, this Blade isn't super necessary here, especially because you have this really, really, really close respawn. And look at how far their Zarya and their Ana have to walk, right? They have to walk a mile to get back when you guys literally just have to walk like 10 feet, right? And you're out of spawn. Especially as Genji, even if you died, like you have dash and you can get back even faster. So yeah, it's being kind of a little critical in the Blade. Now obviously their Lucio was waiting to beat for that, but like the fight was over. Like that's why he didn't beat. You killed him really fast through it, but you know, if he beat it, we would have heard it and it would have like taken it away from him. So we'll go. So unfortunately, you get slept there, and your team doesn't really help you. Let's see what happens. They grab dragons, but no one dies because of your beat. Yeah, you guys are just kind of backing up. Okay, there's Sigma ults. You're back. Yeah, so taking duels like this is what I want to see a little bit more, but we're just kind of standing back and spamming. So they're about to win, or they're about to cap, so we're switching back to Doomfist. Okay, and they just cap. So So this is kind of a situation where we call this doing air, right? I'm not implying that you're bad because your mechanics are solid, right? Your blade mechanics are good, but you spent 3 points farming blade only to blade when the fight was already won, so you didn't have blade for the next fight, right? It took you 3 points to blade, and then, you know, we didn't really get any value out of the Genji anyway, right? So like I said, if you're going to play that style of play, no, don't play Genji. Play Ashe, play McCree, play Hanzo, play Soldier. Like, there's a ton of different characters that you can play, you know, that have the same style of play that you were using, but actually get value out of it, right? Because they have consistent damage, they have, you know, long range, high burst potential. Whereas Genji is a close range burst flanker, right? And if you're just sitting back spamming trying to farm blade, you're getting no value out of the character, right? And you might as well just not play him. So it may have just been this game. We'll see what if we played on attack. Yeah, like there's really no point in playing the character if we're just gonna play him like a different, like a worse version of a different character. So keep going here. See what we got for the attack. We're back on the Doom. So we're going for the flank again. Careful about using abilities when you're going for a flank like this. Doomfist is one of the loudest characters in the game, especially Rocket Punch. So yeah, our Hanzo knows you're there. Like he heard you punch across, so he used sonar and found you. So you know, if you're gonna go on a flank like that, don't use abilities at all, or shoot even. Just walk. Okay. So we end up killing the Hanzo there, but once again, kind of back to our original case where we're using all 3 of our abilities at once. Okay. Kill the Sigma. Yeah, and once again, overextending because of the abilities. Do get rezzed, fortunately. So we'll see what we do here. Looking for the Tracer. Nice punch. A little prediction punch action there. Okay. Punch away the Ana. Not quite able to kill her. Once again, very aggressive with those abilities. Yeah, and you get rocked this time, but don't get killed for it. Is it through Discord? Yes, this is, you can join my Discord and you can request a VOD review. Here, I'll send a link if you're interested. You have the subtitles on, charging up rocket punches as subtitle. Wait, that's actually broken. That's actually kind of busted for subtitles. Yeah, it's a little imbalanced. So, okay. Once again, looking to engage. Frontlining, be a little careful of this. So we go for the punch. Yeah, and their Genji kills you. Yeah, unfortunately, we just kind of face tank too much damage. Right? But unfortunately, our team C9 or steps off, whatever you guys want us to call it. While we're in the backline, maybe use the point. It's okay though, we got it pretty far with a minute. It's not bad. To read enemy heroes across the map before the round starts. Yeah, that seems kind of unbalanced. So we'll skip ahead here, and we're back on the Doomfist. And to be honest, I personally like Doomfist a lot more on defense. You know, because you have the advantage of all these high grounds that you can use to roll out off of. So we're just kind of looking where to go in. Go for the punch on the Sigma. Yeah, you should die here. Yep. Every time you should die here. You know, it is good that you separated the Sigma, but because you used all 3 abilities on him once again, we end up just dying for it. So far we're at like 4 or 5 preventable deaths. You know, just by not going so aggressive with all of our abilities active. Okay. So we're coming back. We're F7. Okay, our team kind of held on. And for the Genji. Broken Hero doesn't get punched off of a wall, unfortunate. Okay, and we kill the Zarya. There's 6 solo ults, yeah. I think because, yeah. Once again, just a little too far forward, right? You know, don't be afraid to take some time out of the fight to, you know, go on a flank or go from an area they won't expect, like top left or top right. And we're coming back. Okay. So we go for the Ana. There we go, punch out. That's perfect. I want to see that every single time. Alright. So we kill the Genji. Nice punch. Good target priority. Kill the Zarya as well. Their Ana sleeps here, which is a little unfortunate. She was looking at you for some reason. And this fight looks really winnable, so we ult. And go for the Ana again. Nice. Yeah, not bad. Lucio kind of caught you out. That's not really like a mistake. Lucio just kind of caught you out when you were low HP. So yeah, it's generally just the same stuff that I'm seeing here. It's consistently the main thing, because like your mechanics are good, your understanding of the character is good. So it's just going to be a matter of, you know, knowing when to go in and how to go in. That's something you can practice as well. Just, you know, being just in random lobbies, you know, while you're waiting for a game, just like practice, you know, punching in and then uppercutting and turn around and getting out with slam. Okay, so we'll see how we go in here. Okay, some damage off from the Sigma. Okay, we get ulted. Yeah, Lucy didn't have ult there. Oh no, we're on more of Mercy. Oof. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Yeah, but they're just spamming ults at this point. They're just using as many ults as possible to cap this point. And we got caught a little bit. Once again, we got caught a little bit too far forward from our team. So, okay. So, they have a minute to get to this corner. So right now, you're doing nothing, right? Why not to set up top left, right? Why not get into a high ground area up here or up here, where you can roll out from more easily, right? So we do, but it's, you know, it takes a little while, right? Just immediately, right? You know, don't sit around and waste time. Okay, so we see their teams pushed up. Okay, so the Lucio knows we're there, so we need to immediately go from somewhere else. Nice, smart. Okay, I'm also seeing we punch engage a lot. Unfortunately, that kind of makes it like it's a very predictable movement pattern that you move in. So you actually took a ton of damage because of it. Here, we'll go back a little. I've seen you do this a couple times where you just kind of fall down and punch, which, you know, it can be good for a one shot, but you move in such a predictable pattern, you know, you're just falling straight down, right? That their Ana or whoever else can just take advantage of you. Right. So, you know, don't be afraid to slam in, uppercut, and then punch away. That gives you a lot more movement options. You know, where you want to go. You know, with punch being able to be turned. It looks like this is going to be the end of it here. We go down to the Ashe that's over there, and Bob cleans up the rest. And that's going to be it for this one. So yeah, we'll kind of go over some of the stuff we talked about again. I know I was kind of repeating myself a lot, but Doom, especially on these type of maps, we need to be using at least one or two of our abilities to get out, right? We can't just all in and hope to live and hope that our team rescues us, because he is a melee character, right? He needs to be up close and personal. So the best playstyle for Doom is a get in, get out kind of playstyle, right? Go in, do some damage. Even if you don't kill someone, you just need to live, right? Living is better than not. where, you know, there were a couple times where you would slam uppercut, someone wouldn't die, so you would commit punch onto them. You know, so you would get the kill, but half the time they were on defense and had a closer spawn than you. So if you both died, it's not a good trade, right? Because then you're down, you have a further walk back than they do, and they're back in time to help their team again. Or you know, they have res, and you're in a spot where your team can't res you. So yeah, we need to make sure that we're engaging correctly. So that's definitely something you can practice, for sure, especially on Doom. You know, while you're doing nothing, just practice, you know, in the Doom parkour maps or that kind of stuff, where, you know, just work on, you know, punching in, uppercut, slam out, right? Or slam, uppercut, and then punch out, that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much going to be it for Doom. For the Genji, obviously we need to play more of an assassin style, especially when we don't have Nanoblade. Obviously that scenario can change when we have Nanoblade and we're on like a 2 CP point or something like that, but for the most part we need to be getting a little bit more value out of his movement capabilities, right? We need to be in their backline, harassing their Ana, harassing their Lucio, harassing their Hanzo, not just spamming from afar, right? If you're going to spam from afar for them like that, just go Hanzo, go Ashe, go Soldier. You know, I've already mentioned it, but that's you know, just kind of a review of it. I think that's pretty much going to be it, though. Your mechanics are really good. Your mechanics are solid. You know, that's why you're in Diamond. Your mechanics are good, but you know, a lot of preventable deaths. And if we eliminate those preventable deaths, it'll make it so, you know, you'll find yourself winning more games and you'll be climbing a lot more consistently because you're not dying as much, right? Because the less you're dying, the more impact you have on a team fight. And, you know, the more impact you have, especially as DPS, you know, the more team fights you can win in general. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. My DMs are open. You can ask me anything, you know, in the server, whatever. Thanks for giving me the VOD, Nairo. It was a pleasure. I think this is the first Doom VOD I've done. So yeah, really appreciate sending the VOD. It was a lot of fun to do. I hope you have a good day. So have a good one.